Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jay. So you're a rock star now.
I wouldn't say that.
Celebrity.
Only in my own mind.
Celebrity filmmaker.
My wife would say
Jay
I'm nothing
Friesen.
but a celebrity. I'm not.
Celebrity filmmaker Jay Friesen. I'm Brian Mattson. Welcome to Dead Reckoning.
Hey, it's a Spindle, where we talk about current issues, events, and news and things like that through our lens of a biblical worldview. I don't know if we
The
accomplish
Christian
it.
faith. Well, we try. I mean, we're
So
working on it.
why are you calling me a celebrity?
Because last night, a short film that you made, you created, you invented, you scripted, you designed, you filmed, you finished, you did all the post-production, you put it on the web. A film that you made, something you own, something you created, has now been viewed by over 2 million people.
It's true.
2 million people. I think that qualifies as viral. 2 million people. So congratulations.
I don't know that it qualifies as viral, considering I put it together like
Years ago.
3 years ago, maybe.
Doesn't matter. It's
Took
2
about a
million.
year.
2 million views for Jay's short film Crazy Red. And so you should go to Red Futon Films, search for them on YouTube.
It doesn't. It doesn't have anything really. I mean, it probably could say something about my filmmaking ability, but look, it was just a fun story about your nephew.
Correct. Yeah, my nephew's the star of the film.
It would not have gone anywhere had it not found its audience. So it found its audience. It told a decent story that connected with the audience.
The audience being the Stan Winston School, which is a costume design school, as I understand it.
Yeah.
Film, costume design.
Yeah, they got a lot of ties with Hollywood.
A lot of ties with Hollywood. They picked up on it because my nephew made a cool Iron Man suit out of paper, and you just have to watch the film. And it was a cool story. It got before its audience, and now over 2 million views.
2 million views. My life hasn't changed at all. I don't know if people. So don't expect your life to like blow up when you get 2 million views. Not made a penny on it. Well, I don't know. I haven't checked the monetizations.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a serious feather in your cap. It's a feather
your
in
chances
your
of
cap.
getting another gig might be a little bit higher, but
So
I don't have any other. I
all
don't
I'm
have things
saying-
rolling in.
All I'm saying is congratulations,
Well, thank
my
you.
compadre, seen over 2 million times.
2 million
And,
times. Somebody has looked at my logo too.
If you go to Stan Winston School to find the film Crazy Red, too, I should also put in a plug. My nephew Jackson, who is the star of this film.
he's gonna be an Air Force pilot.
Yeah, he's in the Air Force now.
Although he
and in
really wants to be a
college.
costume designer in Hollywood, so.
And he's got some pretty mad skills, but you need to go to the Stan Winston School and actually read the essay that he wrote to accompany the video, because it's really, really well done. I mean, really well done. It makes me really proud. It was well written, quite poignant. So make sure you read that. So
Good stuff. Yeah, check it out.
congratulations to you,
Search
Jackson.
for 16-year-old makes Iron Man costume, and it'll probably be like the first one that pops up. Or Crazy Rad.
Crazy Red
but-
is the name of the film.
Yeah, I don't think they have the name in their search terms though. So
Oh, they
weird
may
how it
not.
works,
Yeah.
but anyway.
Okay. Well, cool, man.
As you might, thank you. As you might have noticed, no shave November, but
What else is new?
I have.
Well,
I
you
a
have
beard
hair
and
on the top of
mustache.
your head.
Exactly. So I decided, in honor of No Shave November, since it was no big deal to grow a beard and a mustache.
I never
for me.
realized the hairline was receding quite that much. But
Oh
yeah.
man, it's bad. That's why I actually don't have hair. But what if I like it? What if I decide I like the half bald look?
Then I will shave my head for the show.
I'll grow my hair
grow
out.
your hair out. I'll go bald. That would be so bizarre. No, the answer is
bizarre.
no.
That would be funny.
I could do that in solidarity with my mom.
That would be funny.
She doesn't have any hair right now.
Right.
Yeah. So no shave November, and Molly's okay with this. She
seems to be fine with
Thinks
it.
you're
My
scruffy.
son looked at my head the other day and said, "Daddy, why don't you have any hair on your head?" I'm like, and it's growing out now.
Yeah. I was like, he thinks that maybe bald was having hair for you.
Go figure.
Yeah, weird. So you got anything on your Spindle?
Yeah.
My
and
Spindle item was 2
I-
million views for your film, which is pretty
I
awesome.
do, and I'm desperately trying to remember what. Hang on one second. Entertain them.
Entertain them. Well, you got to grab your tablet.
Yeah.
Microsoft
Okay.
Surface.
All right. Remember, last week we watched, and I know I'm not going to make the next one. So last week we counseled me on the show for some
Marriage counseling.
Marriage counseling.
One of the best segments we've ever done with Dr.
So-
Jason Berry.
Right. So
check it
my
out.
wife had somebody come up to her last week after the show went up on the web. Come and say, "Hey, so your husband's like, he's airing your dirty laundry out for the world to see." And my wife's like, "No." And I'm kind of thinking, no. I mean, it's a discussion about going out to eat. One of us wants to, one of us doesn't.
That wasn't exactly dirty laundry.
That's innocuous, right?
Yeah.
But it's full of deep meaning when you start digging into it.
As we found out.
Yeah, as Jason pointed out. So I guess that kind of brings me to a thought. We're really easy to, we're really quick to go get counseling for, business, non-marital relationships.
Should I take this job?
Should I take this job? Life choices. Those are, it's like, I don't know what to do, so I need some help.
How do I parent
right?
my kids, maybe?
And yeah, I mean, those are all things that were really quick. But marriage? No, that's taboo. That's too deep, man. We can't do that. We're perfect. We can't get help for marriages. And then to be public about it, it's like, I'm really struggling in my marriage. You never hear anybody say that.
No, you don't. It's weird because it seems to me, why would we expect that the most challenging relationship, the most challenging human relationship that you could have, and also the most rewarding human relationship that you could have, a man and a woman getting married, living together, two sinners saying I do, trying to make a life together. The most challenging relationship is the one that we don't think we need any help at. Now that's weird. Think about everything else in life. Usually the most challenging thing you do is the one you need help with, but we've sort of just reversed that. We don't really want to talk about our marriages.
Look, it's not...
And why is that?
Pride. It's pride.
It is pride.
It's pride. We don't have to be afraid of this thing. Now, look,
I don't want people to know that I'm a failure.
I can't know I'm a failure. Okay, look, some people already know you're a beep. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but lots of other people don't.
Lots of other people don't, and so it's a matter of perception. But look, if you got a close friend and you're struggling, take it from me. This is my second marriage. I really screwed up the first one. And I didn't have the humility to go get help when I needed it. And I didn't have this cool community around me called church.
Yeah.
The institution is there for more than just preaching and teaching.
It ain't just a Sunday
it's
thing.
It's not
that's
just making you feel good.
Yeah.
It's helping you through the issues and through the challenges of life. And that's what it's designed to do. So,
So if you thought
if you thought
last
laundry,
week was dirty laundry, then you probably need to go see a marriage counselor. I just came up with that one. That was cool.
Just to embarrass you and make you uncomfortable.
Well,
we bring out some real
names.
dirty laundry right now. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Good point about marriage. I have been watching a lot of chess recently.
That sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry.
I know. I mean, I never, you know what? I'm not a big chess player. I used to play back in the day, and even now that I've gotten back into watching a lot of chess, I'm still actually, it's kind of funny, don't have a great burning desire to actually play it. I enjoy watching great players play it, and it so happens that right now, as we speak, there is a world championship match going on in Chennai, India, between 5-time reigning world champion Vishy Anand and 22-year-old Norwegian Magnus Carlsen. Kind of an interesting matchup that the whole chess world has been waiting for a long time. Anand is the reigning world champion, and yet Carlsen has the highest chess rating of anybody in history, and he's 22. He's the Mozart of chess. This kid is absolutely brilliant. So you got it's a generational gap. It's amazing. They're live streaming the actual games. So it's kind of funny. Last couple of days I've been doing work, and I just turn on my iPad. You got it in the background. It takes these guys forever to make a move. Yesterday's game was 6 hours, for example.
I was gonna ask how long.
6 hours.
6 hours.
And there's commentators and people analyzing all the various lines and moves that could be made and all the possibilities, and it's amazing, mind-blowing amount of brain power these guys have. Now, the reason I bring
sounds
this up,
about as interesting as bird watching to me.
Yeah, I mean, chess is not for everybody. If you have some interest in chess, I do recommend you check out the match that's going on, Carlsen and Anand. The reason I bring it up is that I'm too dumb to actually try to predict what the next move is going to be. Mm-hmm. I let the grandmasters, go through all that. So I think about other things. Our culture loves to tell us that freedom is lack of constraint. No boundaries, no rules. I get to do whatever I want to do, right? Isn't that what people generally think freedom is?
Yeah. Yeah, no restrictions, no consequences.
Hey man, I want to do what I want to do. No, I just want to make this point. Chess is a game with a finite number of squares. They're always the same. Chessboards are universal. It has a finite number of pieces. It has absolutely rigid rules of movement. Pieces cannot move in any way they want. They must move this way. You have this incredibly constrained game. These are the borders of the game. These are the way the pieces move, and that is it. And yet millions of games have been played. This is why chess is still so huge. Millions of games have been played, and you never play the same game twice.
Really?
The same game is never played twice.
Wow.
You go a long time with repeated movements, and then something different happens, and whole new worlds open up. This is the amazing thing. Having boundaries, having constraints, having rules actually provides the incredible power of creativity in the game of chess. If it didn't, these guys would not spend their lives playing this game. They play this game because within those boundaries, within those rules, they find incredible freedom and creativity. And I think that's a parable for our lives. This is a moral world. It's morally ordered. There are constraints. There are rules. And if you want true freedom, if you want deeply satisfying creativity and freedom in your life, you conform to the rules. That's what true freedom is.
Wow.
And chess proves it.
That's a remarkable thought.
It's just what I was thinking about while the chess game was going on. By the way, 4 games have been played. They've all been draws because these guys are just monumentally talented players, and neither one has gotten the edge.
How does a draw factor into a tournament scoring?
Tournament scoring, there are 12 games, and there's a point structure based on a win, a loss, or a draw, and a draw is half a point to each. So they're just tied.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they're just tied. Today's a rest day. Then they got two more games, Friday, Saturday, then a rest day. 6 hours in front of a chessboard. You cannot believe the brain computing power that these guys are exerting.
And you find that interesting, but you won't watch a soccer match on the pitch.
This is way more interesting than soccer. I'm weird. Well,
you're an intellectual. You're an academic. I am not. That's why I carry around a Surface on the show. Because I need to take notes in Evernote.
Spindle
you like all these product placement droppings I'm doing? We're not getting paid for any of them. We should be. That's why I keep track of everything, because I can't think of this stuff and be that.
Yeah. You can use that on a plane now. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, I was in Greenville.
I'm sorry.
No, I was there promoting a
not
film,
trying to offend my South Carolinian
I was in
friends.
Greenville, and Delta does pride themselves on being the first airline to allow you to use handheld devices gate to gate. Then that's, tablets, cell phones,
awesome.
e-readers. Not laptops, though. Those have to stay in your bag under the seat.
Why?
Well, if you remember the crash in the Hudson River, the majority of injuries from that crash were laptops flying about the cabin, smacking people in the head.
Interesting. I still don't understand. Have you seen your Surface? That thing could decapitate somebody.
Well, it's all about, the iPad Air can decapitate somebody.
The iPad would decapitate somebody.
All our little cell phones are like throwing stars,
Yeah.
It's like, ow!
That's interesting.
That's why you can't keep it in the seat back pocket anymore either. Which is funny, because you get the new Ultra, which is all it's now becoming is, and this is bureaucracy at its best. All it's becoming is how the computer functions in terms of whether it opens or closes or has a little cover on it. An attached keyboard, because some of our Ultra books, let's take this for instance. I could carry the Surface Pro on the plane. It is a full PC. Full.
In a tablet
form.
And
it has, in a tablet form, and it has a type cover and has the various covers. But I can use that on the plane.
But you can't use your MacBook Air.
You can't use your MacBook Air because it flips like this, even though theoretically the MacBook Air is way thinner than the Surface Pro
lighter.
And lighter and a few other things. Now the question is, the real test is if somebody needs to tweet Facebook us or tweet us this. D-Reckoning TV on Twitter and Dead Reckoning TV on Facebook. A Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga. Do you know the 11-inch or 13-inch laptops that fold over like this?
Oh, that flip over?
They flip over. Now I want to know if you can actually get away with that. If somebody does it on the plane, flip it into tablet form and just hold it and just use it
like a tablet.
Like
only
a tablet.
It's really actually a laptop.
Ooh, I just want to know if somebody can, because it's just
Don't you know
irony.
that you could crash the plane? See, that's what always absolutely drove me crazy about this rule. Below 10,000 feet, we can't use these devices because what? We're going to crash the plane? I mean, if that were true,
every terrorist would be getting on a plane
and firing up
their cell phones, hoping to crash the plane. When I can't take a tube of toothpaste.
Toothpaste is very dangerous.
God forbid I try to brush my teeth
No, I
at
think
10,000
the whole thing was a
feet.
crock. I think they're saying it would interfere with the navigation systems and everything, but I'm like, really? This can't be solved? Well, apparently they have solved it. And
Some planes
you know
are
what
not
I
qualified.
Suspect? You know what I
though.
suspect? I suspect solving it meant doing nothing. I bet there never was a problem. There was some theoretical or
I don't
hypothetical
know.
problem.
Now, this brings up another point, though. If you're on the plane and you do pull out your tablet, don't leave it on the plane. I actually found an iPad sitting right in between the seat and
That
the console
totally
in front of me.
hurts.
And
I hurt for the person that left
fortunately,
it.
we got it.
To the person?
We got it to the person okay. And then Delta Assist on Twitter had some funny, slightly out of context tweets. I think they thought something else or whatever. But I'm like, that's a funny response for what I just said about me trying to get it. Anyway, they took care of it. I don't know if the guy got it back, but fortunately, we got it out the door.
That's great. Never put your tablet. I mean, just as a rule, my advice is never put the tablet in the seat back pocket. They're so easy to forget because when the plane lands, you're trying to grab your bags, you're getting ready, leaving that.
Well, it's smart when they say,
happens all
please,
the time.
stow all your luggage. That if you can use it, but you might just set it down. I'll bet this guy who was using
hanging onto it.
He was hanging on to. He's reading it as the plane landed. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna set it here really quick while I grab my bags. Boom, he's gone.
It's very easy to do.
And then once you get out of the gateway, you can't come back in.
Oh yeah, they're very strict about.
Because I was
rules.
walking out. I had that gate check luggage, and I walk right off the plane. And sometimes it's right there.
Sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's
up
up.
at the jetway. And I didn't see anything there. And I don't think they announced it. And then I went up to the jetway, and I'm walking out. I asked the lady who's standing there, making sure people don't walk back in. She's like, "Hey, do you?" I was like, where do I get my bag? Is they gonna the checked or
and
up
she
here,
says,
down? She's
down
like,
there.
"Oh, down there." And I'm like, "Oh," and then I was like, "Can I?" She gives me the stink eye.
Oh,
She's
you
like-
want to walk down the jetway that you just walked up? How dare you?
Just kind of looking for. I'm like, you just watched me walk out. Like,
I
nothing
think-
magically. I'm not Harry Potter.
I think a
don't
bomb
have like a
just
magic,
miraculously appeared
magic
in my
pack
pocket.
of matches in my pocket, and I'm gonna go down and put them on the plane. No,
All right.
But she let me go down and get my bags.
Good. I'm glad.
And,
Thank you, Delta Gate agent.
Yeah, Delta.
for being
You
reasonable.
know what I've noticed is that for the most part, I fly a lot, and for the most part, Delta's nicer. I like Delta. I'm pretty happy with Delta. Alaska Airline and Horizon, they're kings.
Okay.
They give you free beer.
Well, of course, that's pretty awesome.
But I've also noticed that one of the big factors in terms of how polite a gate agent or, some airline employee is geographic.
That's probably true.
The geographic regions play a huge role.
Hey, let's talk about the movies real quick.
Noah!
We just watched the trailer for Darren Aronofsky's Noah, starring Russell Crowe and a variety of other stars. And as you may know, our Hollywood correspondent Brian Godawa wrote a piece very critical of this movie because he read an early script. And then we just watched the trailer and
Sorry,
thought...
Brian. Thought the trailer
we thought
looked
the
awesome.
trailer looked great.
Now, I am going to put a healthy dose of skepticism in it because, as you mentioned, there was nothing offensive in the trailer.
No, it just looked fantastic.
From an evangelical's point of view, it was all pretty... You couldn't complain
And you're
about it.
saying that was designed?
I'm saying that's why I'm skeptical, yes. It was designed that way because I do know they got really bad reviews with some of the evangelical churches in the South, which doesn't surprise me because it is churches in the South.
Yeah.
And I'm not from the South, but I'll tell you what, if I was, I might talk a little bit like this.
You might. Well,
So I'm
we're
gonna say,
kind of interesting.
If it ain't straight up biblical, I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna tell you to watch it. I ain't gonna tell anybody to watch it.
I think what we're going to do is Jay and I are going to go to the movies. We're going to watch Noah, and then we may do a little movie review session. We'll call in with our Hollywood correspondent, Brian Godawa, and we'll actually talk about the movie once it finally hits
But
the
look,
silver
just
screen.
remember this. Aronofsky is not a believer, okay? He doesn't hold the same standards for keeping true to the text and everything else.
Right.
So, look, give the guy a
So
break.
you're going to have to interpret it in that light.
I didn't see any Nephilim in the movie. I really hope there are because the artwork I saw in pre-production looked amazing.
I think the movie's going to be a great disaster film. That's what I think.
I hope so. I hope it's a really
I
great,
hope so.
entertaining disaster film.
Yep.
They're going to be wrong about God. So just put that out of your mind now.
Don't set your expectations too high.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to get to the one I had. I was
Yeah,
going to
we
say
got-
for this
we're
week,
out
last
of time.
week, and we're out of time. So I'm follow us on Facebook, Twitter, share us with your friends. Watch our other two segments. They're good. Hunting and prison reform. Sean Hopwood. He has a CSI show. Speaking
Yeah,
of
we're going to talk to him about his show too. So.
CSI type show. I'm Jay Friesen,
I'm Brian Mattson.
and this is Dead Reckoning.